whenever we play in places that we play a lot, I don't get nervous anymore. Like there's no nervousness left. Like it's just routine and we know what we're doing. And
some gigs are work,
Yeah, and some are work. But those, especially in festivals and bigger venues where we open for bigger bands, I get nervous, and I have to remember that, I enjoy getting nervous because that means I'm growing. So that means that that we're growing together, that I'm personally growing. So I like to play in those venues where I get nervous, and it challenges me because, in those ones that you kind of play at and you're super comfortable, like if there's a football game on, like I can find myself in a routine, in a routine gig that we do all the time. Well, I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game, and of course I'm still singing along, but like I'm not really paying attention to it. And so I like those gigs where I feel nervous and I feel challenged and I feel that, I'm growing.
Yeah.
Music.
And our band, our group is growing.
Yeah.
The band that I was talking about that we opened for, like just as an example, we saw 4 or 5 years ago, we saw this band playing out and kind of became fans of them, and we've paid money to see them. I don't know, 5 or 6 times.
I was a super fan.
Yeah, got T-shirts and everything, right? So we ended up getting on the same festival as them and met them, and then we played at their festival. They played at our, like we ended up playing with them a couple times, and then we paid money again to go see them somewhere play. And after we were hanging after, and he was like, "Hey, you guys free next Saturday to open for us?" It's like,
and
cool. So
of course I'm like, oh my.
Yeah. I was like, play cool.
I can't do that, but I was like, oh. And I don't think that this band did not realize how much of a fan I was of theirs. And so like to meet them for the first time, I was like, oh my goodness.
But opportunities like that, I guess, is what I'm getting at, is that it does kind of help with the imposter syndrome a little bit, that you meet people and it's like you meet other bands on like a friendly level and a communal level, so that kind of helps. Like, just normal people just like us, you know what I mean? So
they are.
It is tough though, and it kind of comes and goes. It's weird. Some gigs you walk into and you feel like you could conquer the world, and then some you walk into and you have to take a couple extra deep breaths for some reason. So
it is a lot. Well, I can't speak for other people, but it's nice that we get to do it together. So if it is one of those that, it's work, like there's maybe not a lot of people here, people aren't really paying attention, then, I mean, we are doing it together. So it is, we make it fun. Even if everybody else maybe isn't really paying attention. I think we make it fun together, and we can pick around and we joke around with each other. So that definitely helps than if you were to, be playing by yourself.
Thinking back, I can't believe that I played rooms where there were like football games going on.
I know.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
whenever we played at one of the last shows that we've played at, we worked. It was a 5-day week, and we worked all week, and we were so tired. And Caleb was singing. He was singing like a verse in a song, and like I just completely almost. I feel like I went to sleep. I didn't, but I mean, I felt
what are we doing here?
Like hold on, I have to snap back. Like I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be singing here.
One of the first places that would pay us to play when we first started out. We haven't played there in years, but I remember there was one gig we were playing at, and I leaned over to Sarah while she was singing, and I said, "If you drop dead, no one would notice." And that was her response. I was like, "Yeah." It's like, if you drop dead.
Nobody would.
And
notice.
It was 100% true. Like you would be dead for minutes before anyone would be like, "Oh, is the singer dead?"
Oh,
like, yeah.
What happened to them? Yeah. But I have felt myself like watching a football game, or there's a movie on, and I'm sitting there watching it, and like. But I mean, it is a testament to how much we have done it, because I mean, I can be singing something and still read subtitles.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a talent.
If people knew all the stuff that went on in my head while I was singing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like how much I can be it's like muscle memory in your brain.
It
I can be
is.
like, I must be articulating words with my mouth, but I'm literally like thinking of other words with my
Yes,
with
I'm
my
making
mind.
my grocery list for the weekend. Yes.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
brains can do that.
I know. But it is. It's muscle memory. And you know what else goes to that? We've played one time, there's a Brandy Carlisle song that I loved, and I wanted to cover it. And he played it in a key that was maybe a half step higher, a whole step higher, just a little bit. And the chorus came, and I squeaked, and I was like, that is not the right key. But
was
you're
brutal.
I mean, you get into muscle memory with the music also, and
Yeah.
with the notes, and like you do the same thing night after night after night. So
Capo can be your friend or your enemy.
Yes, sir. It sure can.
I think it was maybe a half step. Anyway, yeah, that muscle memory applies to vocally also.
It's really weird, yeah. It's weird how much your mind can wander when you do that. And
Yep.
just thinking back on environments that I used to play in, that music was so secondary. And I remember some of my early shows when, like just before the trio existed, like playing in places where people were like restaurant managers would come up to me like, hey, can you like play something that people are more into, and like, can you play like some Leonard Skinner or something? And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
It's awful.
Hold on.
I didn't come here with the ability to just you name a song and me play
Right.
it.
Yes.
Like I came here prepared for a certain amount of songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Or people ask you to turn it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like,
It's the worst.
come
Man.
on. I mean, like we're here for this is what we're here for.
God, I had this guy, and I won't say the place because I don't even know who this guy was, but we had a guy come up to us after our set. The whole first set, he kept like making big gestures and being
being
like,
obnoxious.
like making things like that at us, like he was so distressed. And I was like, what is your problem? And after the set, he came up to me real quick, and he was like, listen, I saw the McGee boys out here last week, and they were so silent that you had to like lean into them and really try to listen to hear
McGee
them at
boys.
all. And that's what you should be doing. Like I'm trying to protect my ears. I'm an old man. And I was like,
Wow.
bro, go home. I don't care what you
Yeah.
do, but just stop talking to me.
The last time that happened to us, it was I'm going to pick on the elderly, but it was an older
Yeah.
it's an older lady, and she did the same thing. This is actually the last time we played at this place, but she came up and did the same thing. You know, she's like, it's too loud. I'm like, okay. And it rubbed her wrong, so she just like cranks it up to like almost feeding back. I was like, oh god.
I think I pretended for a little bit, like I would like touch the dial and I wasn't turning it
And
down
finally
at
she just
all.
cranked it.
And I
It's
said,
like,
you
oh,
know
here we go.
what? And poor thing, like this woman really was like right beside of our speaker.
She's probably dead now.
But I mean, like I mean that's like that's what we're here for. That's what we're supposed to do. And like, I'm sorry if you're sitting close, but the people that are way
Right.
in the back, if we turn it way down, they can't hear. So anyway, we
Right.
haven't played at that place since actually, but I mean, and this was
Several years ago.
pre-COVID. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's and kind of going back to it, it's nice to play at places that you get nervous
Yeah.
to play at. You know,
Yes.
that it's that muscle
It's a big
memory
deal,
isn't
yeah.
it is a big deal. Or to do a new song. Like anytime that I do a new song that I've learned that even if it's hours and I know, okay, this is new and like nobody's going to know that I get the words wrong, but I still use my words. We have an iPad that all of our music is on and it's very much a crutch for me. But he
Can't stand it.
he hates it. He can't stand it.
It's
But
all right.
it's for me. And anytime that we go somewhere that I'm nervous at, I'm like, okay, that I do not want to be up there and blank on the words, especially something like, you know, if we're doing a traditional song and everybody knows the words, I
You
just
turn the mic to the crowd.
I can't.
That's a
I
good
can't
trick.
do
Yeah,
that.
sure.
I can't. So anyway, I even get nervous like if we
Yeah.
are doing a new song or you know, especially if I'm doing the lead.
Yeah.